Okay, so when you are dealing with layout, the first time you open it, it's going to ask you to either open a file or you'll create a new one. So if you're creating a new document, then you will choose the template that you want to place it on. Um, so they have paper, storyboards, or title blocks. And for for us, we are using layout to create construction documents. So I was going to want to put it on a title block. Again, there's several styles, so you can pick the one that you like as you go through it. And they also have different sizes with it. So we'll just pick a letter landscape to start with it. So that will bring in and show, it's going to have a page description, project title, revision. So this will all vary depending on which style you choose with that. And it's always going to come in, it will have a cover page and then also your first page. So that will show up in your default tray. So in order to get items on here, you're going to go to File, Insert. And from this, you're going to choose your SketchUp file, so where you created the model that you want to use. So let's say we were doing the bedroom floor plan, and it will pull that in there after you wait for a little while. But it's going, and so it'll come in and basically a viewport. It's very similar to AutoCAD, and you can move that around. You can adjust the size of it. You will want to, in your default tray, when it comes in, set your scale. So you can come in under SketchUp model down to camera and choose the scale that you want. So since this is a residential, quarter-inch scale is typical. So now I can basically like crop my viewport to get it closer to what I want to see, and it's not going to change the size of it. Okay, so that's how you get your item onto there. We're going to talk as we continue on about how you see different views. But with this, your file, again, is fairly typical file tab. The insert is the big one that you will use most of the time. Edit is also fairly typical. Under your view, you can adjust the toolbars, customize it. It has some other tools like pan, zoom. All of the zooms are under here. Your text, so you can make adjustments as you add text in. Arrange, this is if you are overlapping images, which for construction documents, we're not going to be doing that. So you don't have to worry about that as much. The tools, this is just another way to access what's on your toolbar here. Pages, you can add pages here. You can also do it in the default tray. I typically work in the default tray because it's just an easier visual to be open all the time. Window will let you turn on and off which trays you have, and then help. So as you go through it, your select is what you'll use as you're going through things. And also lots of times, if I've been in another tool, I will go back to the select tool once I'm done to make sure I don't accidentally continue drawing a line or something as it goes through. So you can, the line tool here, it's as if you had printed out a piece of like a construction drawing, and then you're going to take and draw a line on that. Okay, so it's not drawing it to the same scale as what you're bringing in. So that's, I think, the main thing to keep in mind with that as you go through it. And so you can select, like click on this to delete it. You can use your erase tool and click on it to delete it, either of those. You also have an arc tool, rectangle, all of that. Again, it's going to draw on the paper to that scale. You also have offset. So I may sometimes use this line tool if I need to, but I'm not using a lot of these in layout. you have two types of text. So you have your standard text where you're just going to click where it starts, and then you'll type what you need. So this one, when you select it, you can then come in and make it bold, italic, all of that as you go through. And then your label, this is great for notes. So it's going to actually, as you can see, you'll draw the first line out. And lots of times you'll go at an angle and then over from there. And then you can enter in, finish materials or whatever it is that you're putting in that. Okay, so this one's really good for putting notes in there. You can also dimension on the plans, and those are going to be to scale when you do that. And it's going to coordinate to the scale you set over here in your default tray. Table, so this will allow you, like basically you just hold and pull it and it will create, same as like an Excel document. The first click will set how many rows and columns you have, and the next one will set kind of the size of it as you go through. And then you can click in here to type information. If you hit tab, it will kind of continue through that as you go through. So you can use this for finish schedules, door schedules, anything like that that you are working with and that you need. Erase, the style and split. Again, I don't use most of these. I use these to actually create the model as it goes through. Okay, and then this is adding pages as it goes through that. So that's kind of the typical toolbars that you'll go through when you're starting layout.